Hey everyone. Uh, we're setting up the systems and we'll get started like in a couple of minutes. Hey everyone. Uh, we're setting up the systems and we'll. So we are just waiting for a couple of folks to join in and then we'll get started. Yeah. Hey, am I audible? So we are just waiting for a couple of folks to join in and we'll start pretty soon, like in a minute or so. Great. So I'll just give a quick introduction. My name is Archisman, and I lead the product team over here at Shadowfax. And so essentially, I work very closely with the business teams, with the engineering teams, with our clients in defining like, okay, what are the different technology and product capabilities we need to build that can cater to the consumer needs and the client needs, right? And okay, before we today, I'm going to talk about like all the different technology pieces that we build. Like if you look at logistics, like from an external perspective, it may look fairly simple. Like basically, you're moving a product from point A to point B, but there are a lot of complexities that goes behind all of this, and which requires a lot of technology intervention, right? So before I dive into the specifics of the agent, I would just like to give a quick introduction about Shadowfax. We are one of the fastest growing logistics startup in India. And like today, like we deliver more than 500,000 shipments every day. And if you think about any major consumer facing company, right, which has a customer delivery component to their service, we work with them. Now, like from a solutioning perspective, like we do like a different kind of stuff for our different clients. So we have solutions around hyperlocal deliveries, like be it somebody like Swiggy or Zomato who want to deliver, say, a food delivery within 30 minutes of time. We power that. We have capabilities where we move shipments from what city from where we power intercity movement of goods. Like think about a scenario where a seller of Flipkart like is in Surat and the customer is in Calcutta. How do you move that shipment from Calcutta, from Surat to Calcutta, right? So we build capabilities around that. We also do a lot of other interesting stuff. Like for instance, let's say you are a bank or you are a financial organization and you need to do a KYC for your customers. We do that. We do address verifications, those kind of stuff. And finally, like we have started offering warehousing solutions that we call E2E. For instance, like you are an e-commerce, you are a seller or you are a e-commerce platform and you want to store your products closer to your consumers, right? So we provide warehousing capabilities so that you can ship those shipments to your customers really fast. So that's a very high level overview of Shadowfax. It's been close to 6 years for us, and we have grown tremendously over the last few years. Now, before I get into the technology bits, there's something I wanted to touch upon. Like Shadowfax is a mission-driven company, and this is something I'm very proud of. Like our mission is to build the fastest and most reliable logistics network. And the way we want to do this is by empowering 1 million micro entrepreneurs through technology to deliver anything, anywhere. So I wanted to touch upon this a bit. So the tenets are like speed and reliability, right? If you go back like 10, 15 years back, like if some of you might have experienced, like ordering on e-commerce, ordering online was a nightmare. I recall myself that I used to go and order something on one of those e-commerce portals back in those days, and you were never sure that if that order will ever show up at your doorstep, right? And even if they showed up, like it will probably be a different product, or they will show up like a month or 2 months later after you ordered. All those things have changed recently, right? People, the expectations of consumers has like grown tremendously over the years, and people want things really, really fast. The second aspect is reliability. Like if you just don't want to ship things fast, you don't want to deliver things really fast, but you need to do it in a very reliable way. So which is why these two are very key tenets of our mission. And when accomplished, this translates to a great customer experience. The second aspect about our mission that I wanted to talk about was 1 million micro entrepreneurs. So what do we mean by that? So something that's fairly interesting about Shadowfax in how we do things is all our first mile and last mile activities. So by first mile, I mean like going and picking an order from a seller, or from a last mile, like going and delivering it to a customer, right? All of those activities are done by freelancers. So these are people who have signed up on our platform. They decide where and what hours they want to work, and they associate themselves with ourselves and do the deliveries for our clients. So that's another interesting element. So today, right now, probably we have more than 100,000 such partners who work with us. And the final aspect is like deliver anything, anywhere. Uh, we deliver mobile phones, we deliver FMCG goods, we deliver a food delivery like from a Swiggy or Zomato to our customers. So the kind of products that we handle is like very, very diverse. And the second element is that we do this across the country, like be it Calcutta in East or say Sikkim or Northeast or Gujarat or Kashmir or Kanyakumari. Like we are all over the places in India today. So I'll move to the next element, like which is what exactly is the role of technology in logistics, right? Or at least in context of Shadowfax, how we look at it. And there are three aspects to it. The first one is how do we power the speed? Like how do we ensure that every delivery is happening really, really fast, right? The second aspect that we talked about, right, is driving reliability. Like all of this stems from our mission. And the final aspect is more softer in nature. Like when the last bit of delivery is happening, right at the doorstep, how do we ensure that the customers of our clients are having a great experience? Like it feels nice to receive that shipment. How can we like enhance that experience of getting that shipment delivered to their doorstep? So we build technology and product capabilities that enable us to deliver on these three elements. There is another motto that we have in the product team and tech team, which is like, okay, we are trying to engineer the pleasant experiences. That's how we look at it. Like all three of them, when they come together, they drive a sense of happiness, a sense of well-being to our customers. And for that, like considering how diverse our clients are, we have built a lot of modular capabilities that come together so they can suit your requirements as clients and deliver the kind of experience, the specific kind of experience that you want your customers to experience. Right. Great. So now I will dive into each of these three tenets that we talked about, which is speed, reliability, and a great doorstep experience. So the first element is we are going to talk about is like, I'll showcase like two key capabilities that helps us power the speed of delivery, right? And when we talk about speed, like there is a very critical element that needs to come together, which is the routing. What does it mean, right? And it means different things in different contexts. Like if we are moving a shipment from point A to point B, and A and B can be in different cities or same cities, what is the route that shipment should follow so that one, you're delivering it in the least possible time that is possible, and second is, okay, you're doing it in a way where the economics also works out. And this is a fairly complex problem that our engineering team has solved for and are consistently improving on. So to give you one example, like, okay, we have algorithms in backend, which once we receive an order, they try to figure out, okay, this is the point of pickup, this is the point of delivery. What are the different nodes and facilities or cities through which they should move? What are the different, I would say, transport mediums through which this shipment should move? Like if we know that, okay, this shipment needs to be delivered at a customer's doorstep within 2 days or 1 day, maybe it should go through air. If, okay, we have a slightly larger window, then, okay, maybe we take a roadway medium. There are other factors also that come into play, right? There are macro scenarios that come into play. For instance, okay, if there is some road which is congested, or if there is some facility which has been overburdened, how can you take corrective interventions at the right time to ensure that, okay, your shipments, that our customers' deliveries are happening on time, right? So those kind of visibility we build in real time, and we strive towards ensuring that, okay, we are delivering it in the least possible time. Now, this is in a context where we are moving shipments in between different cities, right? But there is a second element to it, which is from a hyperlocal context, or from a context that, okay, once the shipment has reached the destination city or the destination facility, how do you build the right route so that it can go, so a delivery person can effectively, in the least possible time, go and deliver it to the customers? So this involves understanding multiple factors, like how many shipments are we going to deliver in that locality? How many delivery partners we have present on that particular day? What are the different locations, right, where we will be doing those deliveries? What is the road condition? Like what kind of speed we can expect? Is it raining that day? So there are a multitude of factors that come into play, and they come together in deciding that, okay, what kind of exact route on the road the delivery partner is supposed to follow to ensure that, okay, we deliver things on time, right? So that's one element of driving speed, which is how do you arrive at the right routes. Now, the second aspect that we talk about, like, okay, when you are delivering tons, like thousands of shipments across the country, there is this element of sorting, right? Okay, if there is maybe 1,000 shipments that are supposed to go from Surat, and we need to deliver it in like different locations in Bangalore. So you try to aggregate these shipments based on different parameters so that you bag them and move them fast. Now, one element, so how you design your processes and how you design your product capabilities impacts a lot on how fast you can deliver these shipments. So one thing that we try to optimize for is how can we minimize the number of times we need to process a particular shipment. Like, what you don't want to end up doing, like, you have to optimize for cost, but we are also optimizing for speed, is that once we have received a shipment, you don't want to be in a scenario that, okay, you bag it, then unbag it, then sort it again, reduce those steps. So we have proprietary processes in place, SOPs in place, which enables us to decrease this overhead. Like, we go about, we get the shipments from the sellers, we get the shipments from our clients, and we try to do as much granular sorting as possible way upstream in the logistics supply chain, and then ensure that those big bags are getting delivered at the right last mile hubs. And from there on, like, you just have to unbag it, go out, and different delivery partners can go on different routes that we have created, and I talked about in the previous slide, and finish the deliveries. So these two elements, I would say, are they come together in ensuring that, okay, we are delivering our shipments really, really fast. Now, moving on to the next tenant, right? Like the next bit, which is reliability. Like, it's not good enough that, okay, you're delivering fast. It's not good enough that you're delivering, say, a food order in 30 minutes. You have to do it consistently. And so we build in a lot of controls and intelligence in our systems to enable this. So I'll be talking about two capabilities here. The first element is, okay, how do we go about ensuring that our delivery partners are making genuine deliveries? So one element that we use over here is geofencing validation. What it means is that any delivery location that we get, like whenever a client pushes an order to us, sometimes they will send us with the geolocation data. Geolocation means the longitude and the latitude of that delivery address, right? And sometimes, like, we put in a lot of algorithms, we just look at the address data and try to translate that into the latitude and longitude. And then we put this validation in place that, okay, a delivery partner who's going out for doing those deliveries can only do that once they are in the vicinity of that delivery location. Why is it beneficial, right? The first element is, okay, whenever a shipment is marked delivered, we know that, okay, that delivery most likely genuinely happened. And the second element is, it also helps us in getting real-time updates. So the moment the delivery is completed, the customer is informed, the client is informed, Shadowfax is informed. So this helps us bring in that sense of reliability in the deliveries that we are making. Now, there is a second element to this. These are scenarios when, so what we talked about just now are scenarios when a positive delivery could actually happen. There is a second scenario, right? Like, it is possible that as a customer, you probably are not available on that particular day to receive the delivery. It is possible that you probably want that delivery on some other day or some other address. So that translates to cases where a delivery partner is supposed to reattempt a delivery at a different time or a different location. So one piece of technology that we have built in over here is, whenever, so all the phone numbers that we get from our customers, from our clients for their customers, we mask that phone number. So for instance, if the phone number is like ABC, we create an intermediary number through different telephony service providers where it is mapped to XYZ. And this is a two-way masking. So when a customer calls, their number gets masked and they get connected to the delivery partner, and vice versa. This has two benefits. The first benefit is, of course, the privacy element, right? So it's not, so a customer's phone number remains private, and only the customer knows about it and the client knows about it. It doesn't get distributed across other people. The second element is from a traceability perspective. So whenever a delivery partner is claiming that, that I could not complete the delivery for this shipment because the customer requested me to do the delivery on, say, 2 days later, right? So we have algorithms and systems in place. What they do is they essentially look at the call duration. They look at the conversation also, and we try to figure out, okay, what was the duration of the call? Did the call get connected? What were the different keywords we can extract from that conversation, and see that if the partner is claiming A, is it matching up with what happened in the conversation? So this helps us ensure that, okay, every attempt that we make is genuine, and it's not like for whatever reasons, like people are claiming something which has not actually happened. Right? So these two capabilities, they come together in like ensuring that, okay, we are running our operations in a reliable way. We are giving a consistent, predictable experience to our customers, and there are no bad surprises. Now we will move to the final element, which is more softer in nature, like speed. You can quantify it really well. Reliability, you can look at different things, but there is another element, which is the human element to the logistics bit, right? The actual interactions that is happening between the delivery person and the end customer who is receiving that shipment. So the first capability that we built, this is something very contextual to what each one of us went through over the last 1 year. If you think about it, like COVID had been like once in a lifetime kind of scenario. And when it hit us, we realized that, okay, we need logistics. I mean, deliveries, they will continue to happen, right? This is fairly essential. You need food, you need groceries, you need all those essential elements and things to go about your life. But at the same time, we need to do in a very, by following certain safety protocols, right? So what we did was, like, if a delivery partner, so any delivery partner who is going to do deliveries for Shadowfax, they use our partner app, and they go about going online on the app to do the deliveries and everything. So whenever they try to go online on the platform, right, on the app, we prompted them to, like, take a selfie of theirs. And these, like, before they go online, okay, they take a selfie, and this image is passed to our systems, and then we process these images. So we have machine learning models who look into these images and try to figure out, like, okay, if that person was actually wearing a mask, right? And if we detect that, okay, that person was not wearing a mask, like, we do immediate interventions, like either the person will not be allowed to go online, or and there will be follow-ups that will happen later on to ensure that, okay, what are the challenges due to which that is not happening, right? Is it a training problem? Is it an inventory problem that the person didn't have the mask? Like, how can we solve for that? And so this was super critical and super important for us, especially in the current scenario, to ensure that, okay, our delivery partners are following all the right protocols in making the deliveries in a safe manner that makes the customers feel safe also, right? And in fact, this is kind of an older model. We did more iterations on top of it. And so one of the aspects that we brought in was also to check that, was the delivery partner, did he have a sanitizer with him also or not? Because as part of the SOP, like, they are supposed to like put that sanitizer on their hands before doing the delivery. Right? So this is something that we built in context of COVID. And we in fact won a lot of recognition for this particular innovation. And we had been able to drive, like, the SOP adherence and grooming guidelines over here. The final element that I'll be touching upon about delivering a great experience, like, it's about the payments. Like, all of us have faced that, like, somebody comes for doing a delivery, you have selected a COD payment mode, and now you're trying to figure out, okay, where the cash is, like, how can I manage the change and all those things. It's a painful experience. So what we came up with was that, okay, as a delivery person, I can go and just like the video that you saw, right, that you can see a QR code, and The customer can just scan the QR code and they can make the payment. And it's as easy as that, right? And the delivery person gets intimated that, okay, this payment has happened, you can just move on. And like we see a very significant percentage of customers who have opted for COD, trying this out and doing these payments digitally. And of course, post that, we have options of taking a proof of delivery and all those things. So, I mean, broadly, if you think about it, like this is just, I would say, like a very high level overview of different product capabilities that we have built to drive speed in our deliveries, to drive reliability, and to ensure that, okay, we are giving a great experience, and we monitor different metrics to ensure that all those things are happening. So that's all I have from my end for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to jump in and I will be happy to answer. Great. Okay, let me just figure this out. Yeah, I think, okay, just a moment. So, yes, I think the mask bit was something that was very tricky, and uh, something that, to be very honest, I'm very proud of, like how the team was able to do it. Essentially, like there was a very small window, like when that situation hit us, right? If all of you guys can recall, it's happened about around the same time this year, last year. And the team came together really quickly in bringing across this solution. So we had folks from data science and folks from engineering and operations who sat down and collaborated really, really well in like driving the solution out. I think one of the testament for that is that, okay, we have done like thousands of deliveries since then, but have not seen any major red flag or breakdown in our operations. So we had been able to do safe deliveries over a period of time. Great. I think, okay, I have one question, that how can technology improve logistics even further, right? Any specific areas that can benefit? Um, so I'll take a step back, right? So we talked about technology and its implications from like how we think about it in Shadowfax context. But if you have to zoom out further, uh, why do you need uh, uh, like technology for logistics? Like, I mean, 100 years back, people were still running stuff. People were still shipping things, right? So there are three elements in which we try to look at it. Uh, the first element is how technology can help is one, bringing in transparency. Like when all of us have gone through that feeling, like if you have spent some money, be it from a commercial purpose or be it for a personal purpose, there's always this anxiety that, okay, where is my shipment? When can I receive it? Is it in the right place? Is it in the right route? Is it in the right condition? And technology can bring in that transparency, that, okay, we can keep track of exactly where that shipment is and showcase it to the customers. And you have seen advancement of it over the years, right? We have seen that, like a decade back, it was hardly like a couple of SMS messages and some simple tracker. When things started getting more granular, and today, like, you can actually see on the map that where your shipment is. So that is one element. The second element in which technology can help is scale, right? Uh, Doing certain things manually can scale to a certain level, but imagining like if you have to process thousands of shipments every day, you can do it manually. You need algorithms and systems in place, and which brings us to the aspect that, okay, just take the case of food deliveries. Like, okay, if there is a small location in Bangalore where you're getting thousands of orders every minute, and you have like people around who need to do that deliveries, a person cannot do it, technology can do it, right? So that's another element from a scale perspective. And the final aspect is intelligence, right? The routing bit that I talked about. Uh, it is very difficult for a human to figure out, okay, when you have 1,000 different options to take a decision, what is the most optimal decision to be taken? And an algorithm can do it like in a matter of seconds, provided you've designed it right. Okay. So, so when I think about technology, when we think about technology, we think from these three particular perspectives, that how from a logistics space, it can help us in driving more transparency, more scale, and more, I would say, efficiency in this. Some future opportunities that I can think of, I think, just give me a moment. So, I mean, the way I see it, right, and a lot of these things will get solved over scale, with scale, but today, like when you want to order something, it still takes a couple of days to get those things delivered, right? Like I think a lot of these things will come with infrastructure development also. So how can we ensure that what is taking 2 days or 4 days today to get delivered, how can we get it delivered within a day? I think that is one element that I believe technology can help it. And a lot of that technology will come in from an aspect of automation, from better infrastructure from a government's place, and I think more, I would say, rigor in training and explaining to people. I see drones definitely playing a critical role over the next decade or so as policies become clearer. Like we have seen today, like how humans have gone in like really very, I would say, hard weather conditions and doing deliveries. A machine can do it better, right? Can reach those scenarios. So I think those kind of stuffs I see happening. Yeah. Any other questions? I'd be happy to answer. Great. I think I mean we are just on time, which is something I like, because as part of logistics, that's what you want to achieve, right? So it was really great talking about these things. I think as we progress further, we'll see more advancement in technology and more development in logistics. Hopefully, better experiences, and we'll be in touch and talking about all the different innovations we are doing here at Shadowfax in ensuring that, okay, your shipments are getting delivered to you as soon as possible in a reliable way in the condition you want. Great. Thank you so much.